At times it felt like there was just Petr Cech.There he was, leaping to save from a Christian Eriksen free kick.And here he was, sprawling at the feet of Erik Lamela. And there he was again, pushing away a Kieran Trippier strike.Just one goal separated this North London derby, but that didn't tell the story. Or rather, it didn't do justice to the crucial passage of play for 25 minutes after halftime when Tottenham, relentless, young and hungry, simply overwhelmed their opponents at Wembley. There was a time when Tottenham team were cowed by their neighbours. That time is no more. Fantastic, gushed Mauricio Pochettino afterwards. Those 25 minutes, we played amazing football. We created a lot of chances. We had the capacity to push them. Our players were fantastic. He had earned this moment. His team are up to third in the Premier League for now and face Juventus in the Champions League on Tuesday. Incrementally, Pochettino has been building towards this when Tottenham look like London's best team. In the last 3 Premier League games, in which Manchester United have been swatted aside, Arsenal well beaten and Liverpool held, Spurs have demonstrated that they now ought to be ready for Europe's elite. Harry Kane, inevitably, was the man who did beat Cech, his 7th goal in 7 Premier League games against Arsenal. Something tells you that Kane still has neither forgiven nor forgotten the decision Arsenal made to let him go as schoolboy. In the last 3 years I am repeating that he is one of the best strikers in the world, insisted Pochettino. Sometimes you believe that it's because he's my player and I try to praise him. But I'm telling you and I tell you again, from my experience in football, he's one of the best. While Kane was excellent, Dembele was immense in midfield and Christian Eriksen as precise in his delivery as we have come to expect. The performance of Ben Davies suggested Danny Rose would not be missed if he chose to leave, and El Ali shone brighter than he has of late. And yet, there were that many chances for Tottenham, they must have been fearful of what was to come. And therein lies the more significant point of this clash of North London rivals, nothing much did come. There was a moment, with 30 seconds of injury time remaining, when Mohamed El-Neni fed Alexander Lacazette. As he pulled the ball past Hugo Lloris, the Arsenal fans who hadn't departed already prepared to celebrate an unlikely point. The strike, by a fraction, was wide of the far post and Tottenham survived. And had they not, most would have felt an injustice had been done. For Arsenal, revivals simply aren't what they used to be. Any week is all it now takes to puncture the optimism. Everton had proved accommodating guests last weekend for Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang and Henrik Mkhitaryan. This was a more realistic assessment of the club's predicament. Arsenal deployed the cavalry. They ended up with 6 attacking players on the pitch, though not Mkhitaryan, nowhere near as effective as last weekend. Without the ball, and against a robust midfield, Arsenal withered. They may be 9 points off the top 4 by Sunday with just 11 games to play, Arsene Wenger ruefully accepting that another season outside the game's elite beckons. Wenger had set his team to play on the counter-attack in the first half and felt they should have made more of that opportunity. In the first half, the game should have been finished, he suggested. We missed opportunities on counter-attacks that are not missable at our level with the final ball. But we should have lost the game in the early part of the second half by more than 1 goal and we were destabilized by the goal they scored. Overall it is mixed feelings, as in the first half with a bit more quality with our final pass we win this game. Arsenal did engage for the first 15 minutes of the game. And had Jack Wilshere's fine ball for Aubameyang not been flagged offside on 12 minutes, it was the most marginal call. They might have played a fuller role in the game. But for all Wenger's talk, the outstanding chance of the half was Kane's heading over from 6 yards when Eriksen had crossed onto his head. What Arsenal did well was to frustrate and control Spurs, the very qualities they have been said to lack in recent years. Yet this Tottenham side are rarely contained. Their breakthrough moment came on 49 minutes thanks to a delightful cross from Davies. Delivered just perfectly into the box, it allowed Kane to evade both Laurent Koscielny and Shkodran Mustafi to head home decisively. Buoyed by the goal, Tottenham found their stride and were magnificent in all but their finishing. On 52 minutes Kane glanced a header wide. On 56 minutes he had a thunderous volley pushed away by Cech. On 57 minutes Cech was again called into action to tip away that Eriksen free kick. Wenger's response was to abandon caution, with Aubameyang going wide left, Lacazette coming on as centre forward, Alex Iwobi playing wide right and Mesut Ozil reverting to the no. 10 roll. Yet initially all they could muster was a curling shot from Wilshere on 68 minutes which produced a fine save from Hugo Lloris. Tottenham remained relentless. Ali poked a good chance wide on 72 minutes, Cech pulled off a fine save from Lamela on 73 minutes and Eriksen dropped the ball into the path of Kieran Trippier on 76 minutes, yet he drove straight at Cech. Arsenal were just hanging on in that period. That they recovered somewhat to threaten at the end is to their credit. But it did nothing to suggest that the North London pecking order is changed for now.